Now it's time for us to learn how to write a motivation letter. So I would be going through a motivation letter I have generated for it to serve as a guide to help you to generate your own motivation letter. So now let's get into it. So you should have your own address and the recipient's address. So your address should include your name, your phone number, your contact details, or your email address. And then you should also know the universities or the institution's address that you are sending that letter to. So it can be the Scholarship Review Board or the Admissions Committee. And then you should have the university's name that follows. You should have the department or the school. And you should have the department's email or the institution's official email to include in the recipient's address. So for salutation, you can write "Dear members of the Admissions Committee" or "Dear members of the Scholarship Review Board." So for the introduction, you can begin with, "I am writing to express my interest in this specific program at this specific university." So it's up to you to insert the university's name and the specific course that you are interested in. And then you can go ahead and say that, "Having carefully reviewed the program details and considering my academic and research background, I am eager to contribute to the academic community of this specific university while pursuing my master's or my PhD studies." So the next paragraph, you can then begin to talk about the motivation. What is motivating you to make the application for that specific program or for that PhD? You can begin with, "My passion for this specific field of study has been a driving force throughout my academic journey. And then you mention whether it's your undergraduate studies, whether it's your previous academic experience. You mentioned that during this period I became deeply involved in," then you highlight some projects that you were part of to make that connection, and go ahead to say that this research experiences has sparked my interest after engaging myself in these projects whilst I was in my undergraduate studies. These experiences have not only solidified my commitment in this field, however, I have gained some experiences, some research experiences in this field. And then you go ahead and you list some of the skills that you have gained whilst you were undertaking those projects. And some of these examples can be whether you gain skills in research methodology, whether you gain skills in data analysis, whether you gain skills in literature review. So you can list out those specific examples of the skills that you've gained. So in this next paragraph, you can then begin to make the alignment with the university or the institution. Why are you interested in this specific course at the university? So for that, you can say something like, "I am perfectly drawn to the university of," then you include the name of the university, "because of one or two reasons." So you go ahead and you discuss the reasons. It can be that you are interested in the works or the projects of one specific professor at the university, or you share the same interest with one of the researchers in the specific department, or you may have gone through the program details and that is what is driving you towards making the application for that specific course and for that university. So these examples you've mentioned, you can then say that it aligns with your future goals or your academic pursuits, or you can say that for these reasons, that is what is driving me towards this program that I am interested in making the application for. So whether it's the ability to work under a specific professor, then you can go ahead and mention the professor's name and maybe a project that the professor has published or that is making impact, or whether you also want to contribute to the academic or the research community in that university. That is what is driving you towards that specific course and at the university. Now it's time for you to discuss your research interest and contribution. So you can go ahead and say, "My research interests lie in," then you mention the specific interest of research that you want, and "I am eager to explore," then you can mention a specific research question or potential research topic that you are interested in undertaking whilst you are doing your graduate studies. "I am confident that this specific program or this specific course or this specific scholarship will provide the necessary mentorship, the necessary guidance for me to also make a contribution in this specific field of research. I am confident that this specific course or program or scholarship would provide the necessary mentorship or guidance for me to also make a meaningful contribution to this specific field of interest. Now it's time for you to share your future goals. Upon completion, what do you want to do? What do you expect that at the end of your studies you will be able to contribute? Upon completing my master's or my PhD at this specific university, I aspire to, then you list out your goals, whether you want to go back to your home country and begin a project, or whether you want to go back and because you've gained these studies, or if you had a job already, maybe because you have gone through the education, you may want to aspire for a leadership position or a higher position in your field to be able to contribute meaningfully to your field of interest. I am committed to utilizing the knowledge, the skills that I will acquire throughout my undergraduate studies to engage further studies or to engage leadership positions in my country, to begin this kind of projects or to go about addressing this kind of situation in my community. So those can be your future goals and why you would want to be given this scholarship opportunity to be able to gain these skills and knowledge that you will need to be able to undertake these kind of projects. In your concluding paragraph, you can write out something like, in conclusion, I am enthusiastic about the prospects of joining this vibrant academic community in this university or this specific department and contributing to the ongoing research that is already that has already been started in this department or this specific field. I am confident that my research background or my academic background, my experiences and my dedication in this specific field of interest make me a strong candidate for admission and a valuable contributor for this specific scholarship. So thank you for considering my application, and I look forward to thrive in this university or in this specific department. So yours sincerely, then you include your full name. So this brings us to the end of an example or how to go about with a motivation letter. I hope this helps, and this will be a guide for you to generate your own motivation letter to suit your own specific need.